Have you ever put on an outfit only to feel like it's making you look older or hiding your true style? If you're over 60, certain patterns might be doing more harm than good without you even realizing it. In today's video, we're going to uncover 7 common patterns that could be aging you, and more importantly, what to wear instead to help you feel confident and vibrant. The truth is, your wardrobe can be your best friend or your worst enemy as you get older. But it doesn't have to be complicated. I'll share practical tips and styling solutions that thousands of women like you have used to reclaim their style and wear what makes them feel great. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what patterns to avoid, and I'll give you alternatives that will have you looking and feeling your best, no matter your age. So, if you're ready to transform your wardrobe and say goodbye to those patterns that make you feel invisible, stay with me until the end, because the style tips I'm about to share could change the way you think about fashion forever. Let's dive in. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. 1. Thin horizontal stripes. Thin horizontal stripes, while often associated with a playful and trendy aesthetic, can prove to be surprisingly deceptive when it comes to enhancing your body's natural shape. At first glance, they may seem like an effortless style choice, an iconic pattern that's both timeless and modern. Stripes, after all, are a classic design element, easy to pair, versatile, and generally flattering. However, when it comes to those delicate, thin horizontal lines, especially in high-contrast combinations like black and white, the visual effect can be anything but flattering. These patterns, seemingly harmless, have a way of distorting the natural flow of your figure, often in subtle ways that make you feel uncomfortable, despite how stylish they may seem in theory. The main issue with thin horizontal stripes is that they tend to flatten the body's natural curves. When you wear these patterns, they can create a uniform, boxy shape that doesn't show off the beautiful contours of your figure. Instead of embracing the natural flow of your body, these stripes can suppress it, making you look wider or more rigid than you are. The delicate thinness of the stripes makes it difficult for the eye to focus on any one part of your body, and this results in an overall lack of definition. Your natural waistline or the curve of your hips might be lost in the sea of horizontal lines, giving you a less dynamic and more uniform silhouette. What's particularly frustrating is that these stripes can draw attention to areas you'd prefer to keep in the background. For example, if you've ever tried on a top with these thin black and white lines, you might notice how they seem to highlight your midsection, making it appear wider or less defined than it is. Even if you don't have any problem areas, the lines tend to flatten everything out, making your body seem more static and less shapely. In contrast to the smooth flow of a solid color or a well-proportioned pattern, thin horizontal stripes don't allow your figure to breathe. They constrict it, creating an effect that feels heavy and overwhelming rather than light and fluid. But it's not just about how they alter your figure. There's also a visual disturbance that these stripes create. The high-contrast combination of black and white, for instance, doesn't just grab attention. It can feel almost dizzying. The sharp contrast between light and dark colors can overwhelm the eyes, making it difficult for the viewer to focus on your face, your expressions, or any other details you might want them to notice. Instead, the eye is drawn to the movement of the stripes, bouncing from one line to the next in a way that doesn't feel harmonious. It's an effect that can leave you feeling self-conscious, as if the pattern is competing with your natural beauty for attention. This visual discomfort can be amplified when you wear a piece of clothing that features thin stripes across your entire body, such as a dress or a top. The overwhelming presence of horizontal lines can create an unsettling sense of imbalance. You might feel as though the garment isn't enhancing your figure, but rather camouflaging it, turning it into something flat and monotonous. That sense of dissatisfaction is further compounded by the fact that while stripes are often celebrated for being a bold and confident pattern, these thin, contrasting lines can unintentionally make you feel anything but confident. Instead of exuding an effortless chicness, they tend to create a stiff, unflattering look that can detract from your overall self-assurance. It's also worth noting that the discomfort isn't just visual, it's emotional, too. When you wear something that you thought would make you feel fashionable but instead leaves you feeling self-conscious or uncomfortable, it can affect your mood and overall sense of confidence. The experience of putting on an outfit only to realize that the stripes aren't working for you is disappointing. You're left with a feeling of regret, wishing you'd chosen something else, something that would have enhanced your figure rather than obscuring it. This is not to say that horizontal stripes can never be flattering. When they are wider or in more complementary color combinations, they can accentuate your curves, adding movement and depth to an outfit. However, when those stripes are too thin and placed in high-contrast color combinations, they can have the opposite effect, flattening your natural curves and making you feel less comfortable in your skin. The key here is in the balance and placement of the stripes. Thin, high-contrast horizontal lines, unfortunately, often fall into the trap of being less than ideal, leaving you with an outfit that doesn't live up to its potential. 2. Overwhelming tropical prints. Tropical prints have an undeniable allure, vibrant, bold, and brimming with life, but they can also be incredibly overwhelming when not styled with intention. These prints, with their large palm leaves, radiant exotic flowers, and a spectrum of bright, eye-catching colors, tend to grab the attention in a way that often feels like a sensory overload. When combined, these elements, though beautiful in their own right, can become too much. They pile up on each other, creating a visual storm that leaves little room for your natural beauty to shine through. Rather than complementing your presence, these chaotic patterns can easily overpower you, drowning out your individuality and making you feel like just another part of the design rather than the focal point. Imagine walking into a room wearing a tropical print with loud, contrasting colors fighting for dominance. Pinks, greens, yellows, and blues all vying for attention. In a way, it feels like you're being swallowed up by the outfit, lost behind the pattern. Instead of you standing confidently, radiant in your own right, the print demands so much focus that it becomes the main feature, leaving little space for your essence to stand out. The overwhelming mixture of shapes and colors can feel like an intricate puzzle of elements that don't quite fit together, but force you to look at them all at once. This kind of sensory bombardment can have a surprisingly negative effect on how we perceive ourselves. I've experienced this feeling myself, wearing an outfit that I thought would make me stand out, only to realize that the loudness of the print had drowned out my presence. The vibrant, busy nature of the design often feels like it's trying too hard to make a statement, which, ironically, leads to the opposite result. Rather than making a statement for you, it makes a statement about you, often one that you didn't intend. The outfit ends up commanding more attention than your face, your smile, or your energy ever could. It's as if you're competing with the clothes, trying to get noticed behind the chaos, when in reality, what you wanted was to embrace something that felt comfortable and aligned with who you truly are. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. What I've learned over time is that simplicity often has a quiet power. A more refined, thoughtfully chosen outfit doesn't need to scream to get attention. It subtly invites it. Your personality, your energy, your glow, those things can come forward when your clothes aren't competing with you. There's an elegance in letting your presence be the focal point. When an outfit doesn't fight for attention, it allows for your confidence, grace, and individuality to shine through naturally, in a way that feels comfortable and effortless. Tropical prints, as much as they're fun and energetic, sometimes end up being a form of disguise, an attempt to cover up your true self under a mask of colorful distractions. It's almost like the clothes are telling a story about you, but it's not the story you want to tell. When the pattern is too loud, when there are too many competing elements, it takes away from the chance to let your voice come through. There's beauty in simplicity because it gives you the space to be seen without the noise. So, I've come to realize that fashion isn't just about following trends or wearing something that catches the eye. It's about choosing pieces that make you feel at ease, pieces that bring out the best in you rather than overpowering your natural beauty. The best outfits don't compete with you, they enhance who you are. And sometimes, the most stunning thing you can wear is the confidence that comes from letting your true self shine without the need for a bold, attention-grabbing print. Less truly is more when it comes to fashion, and when you allow yourself to wear something that feels aligned with your essence, your radiance becomes the focal point, not the clothes. 3. Tiny polka dots. Tiny polka dots, often seen as a playful and nostalgic pattern, can surprisingly create an overwhelming and disorienting effect when used excessively in clothing. While at first glance, these small dots may seem innocent and charming, the reality is that when packed too tightly together, they can quickly turn into an optical illusion that makes it difficult to focus on anything else. The dots, in their smallness, lose their intended impact, and instead of enhancing the overall look, they detract from the outfit in a way that feels chaotic and cluttered. When you step back to assess the outfit, the dots seem to merge into a blur, losing their individuality and creating a visual distraction that takes away from your natural beauty. One of the most frustrating aspects of tiny polka dots is that, from a distance, they no longer appear as a pattern at all. The subtlety of the individual dots disappears, and what was meant to be a charming design becomes a flat, overwhelming mass that lacks depth or focus. This makes it difficult for anyone to appreciate the finer details of the outfit or, more importantly, the person wearing it. Instead of drawing attention to your smile, your posture, or the confidence you exude, tiny polka dots pull focus in a way that seems to shout for attention, but in a jarring, almost dizzying manner. They obscure the very qualities that make you stand out and leave you feeling more like an afterthought in your outfit. Furthermore, tiny polka dots have the potential to make an ensemble look outdated, as though it's been stuck in time for far too long. Despite their historical charm and the fact that they were once a fashion favorite, polka dots are a trend that has come and gone, often seen as a relic of a bygone era. When you wear them, especially in such a small and tightly packed form, it can give the impression that you're holding on to something that no longer holds relevance. It's almost as if the dots say, "Look at me, I'm vintage." But instead of evoking admiration for a well-chosen retro piece, they simply come across as tired and uninspired. Rather than looking fresh and modern, the outfit can appear as though it's trying to recapture a moment that's long past its prime. What's even more frustrating is that tiny polka dots, by design, demand attention. Attention that should be placed on you as the wearer, not the print itself. Your smile, the sparkle in your eyes, the way your body language communicates confidence and warmth, these are the true highlights of your outfit. Yet with such a distracting print, these powerful features often get lost in the noise. It's as though the outfit becomes more about the dots than about the person within it, and the whole point of dressing in a way that makes you feel confident and beautiful gets overshadowed. The moment you step out in tiny polka dots, you risk having people focus on the chaos of the pattern instead of the elegance that you naturally possess. Instead of people noticing the effortless grace you bring into a room, they might be too busy squinting at the small dots to truly see you. This overwhelming effect is not only a visual issue, but it can also have a deeper emotional impact on how you perceive yourself. Fashion should be a means of self-expression, something that allows you to feel confident and put together. Yet, when your choice of print feels more like a visual distraction than a statement, it can make you second-guess your outfit entirely. It's as if the focus has been pulled away from the person you are, and all that remains is a pattern that overshadows your individuality. There's nothing timeless about that. Tiny polka dots might have once had their charm, but they no longer serve to highlight the best parts of who you are today. Instead, fashion should focus on celebrating your unique features, your sense of self, and the effortless beauty that shines through in your everyday life. Solid colors, bold lines, and well-chosen patterns that don't compete for attention allow your personality to speak louder than the print itself. These choices give others the chance to truly see you, the real you, rather than a visual distraction that only exists in the background of your story. True beauty lies in the confidence you carry and the authentic energy you project. So, while tiny polka dots may once have been a fun and trendy choice, today, they often fall short of allowing that true beauty to shine through. 4. Bold animal prints. Animal prints have long been regarded as an iconic and timeless element in fashion. These bold, wild patterns have the power to evoke a sense of adventure, strength, and untamed beauty. However, while they certainly hold a place in the world of style, there's a delicate balance that must be struck when incorporating them into your wardrobe. In particular, overly bold animal prints, such as neon leopard spots or oversized zebra stripes, can run the risk of completely overshadowing your natural grace and elegance. When you choose these exaggerated patterns, they tend to dominate your look in a way that feels more dramatic than harmonious. It's almost as if they demand all the attention, forcing the focus away from the true essence of your personality. These prints, with their boldness and intensity, can make you appear as though you're trying too hard to make a statement. The result is a style that feels less authentic, almost like you're wearing a costume instead of an outfit that complements your true self. The biggest issue with such bold choices is that they often compete with your inherent sense of grace. Instead of enhancing the natural beauty that resides within you, these overpowering prints can make you seem more synthetic and contrived. It's almost as if the design is shouting for attention rather than allowing you to express yourself quietly and confidently. The larger-than-life designs may work well in certain fashion-forward contexts, but in everyday settings, they can feel jarring and out of place. In my personal opinion, fashion should be a reflection of who you are, not a mask that hides your true identity. Animal prints, when done subtly, can be incredibly chic, adding just the right amount of edge and intrigue. A small detail, like a leopard print scarf or a pair of zebra-striped shoes, can be enough to make a statement without overwhelming the rest of your outfit. These accents bring texture and interest to your ensemble, without taking the spotlight away from your natural elegance. Ultimately, it's about knowing when and how to use animal prints as a tool to enhance your look. Rather than overpowering your presence, the goal should be to elevate it. If you choose to wear bold animal prints, consider pairing them with more neutral tones and simple, clean lines to avoid visual overload. This thoughtful approach ensures that the print complements rather than competes with your unique sense of style, allowing you to radiate confidence and grace without appearing over the top. The beauty of fashion lies in the balance, the perfect mix of boldness and subtlety that allows your true beauty to shine through. 5. Tiny, busy patterns. Tiny, busy patterns, those delicate, intricate flowers, repetitive geometric shapes, and densely packed designs, might seem appealing at first glance, their charm drawing us in with a sense of playfulness or nostalgia. However, when you take a closer look, it becomes apparent how overwhelming these patterns can be, especially when they are crowded together in a tight, suffocating way. The little flowers and intricate shapes, instead of feeling joyful, begin to clash with each other, creating a visual cacophony that makes it difficult for our eyes to settle. It's like trying to focus on a piece of artwork, only to find that the busyness of the piece steals all the attention, leaving little space for the natural beauty or harmony that could have existed. As we mature, our tastes tend to shift. We become more attuned to the subtler things in life, the patterns that flow naturally, that exudes quiet confidence and elegance. Tiny, crowded prints often miss that mark entirely, instead creating a sense of chaos and restlessness that, while fashionable in certain youthful moments, can seem exhausting as time goes on. These prints don't complement the graceful lines or gentle energy we've cultivated over the years. Instead, they tend to overwhelm us, stealing the attention away from our presence and leaving us feeling lost in a sea of clutter. It's as if the world around us is too loud, demanding too much when we're yearning for something softer and more refined. When we choose outfits or designs for ourselves as we age, it's not about fighting against the years or clinging to trends that no longer serve us. It's about embracing the quiet power of simplicity, about cherishing the elegance that comes with age. As we grow older, we often realize that our true beauty lies in balance and harmony, not in the complexity of busy patterns, but in the peacefulness that simple, thoughtfully chosen prints and colors can provide. There's something so powerful about recognizing that less really can be more. The quiet sophistication of a soft floral print or a gently flowing fabric can enhance our presence in ways that those cluttered, chaotic patterns never could. It's time to permit ourselves to wear what makes us feel timeless and elegant, not what the world says we should wear to look younger or to fit in. Mature elegance deserves fabrics and designs that make us feel comfortable, poised, and graceful. Tiny, crowded patterns might have their place in the world of fashion, but they often don't have a place in the wardrobes of those of us who understand that true style is about more than just following the latest trends. It's about embracing who we are with confidence and quiet beauty. 6. High contrast prints. As we grow older, one of the most beautiful changes we experience is the natural softening of our skin. It's a gradual process that brings with it a certain elegance and a deeper sense of self. However, with this change, certain fashion choices that may have once worked for us in our younger years might no longer complement the softer, more refined beauty that aging brings. One such choice is high-contrast prints, especially those featuring sharp color combinations like neon pink and black or bright orange paired with electric blue. While these bold patterns might seem playful or edgy in the right context, they can be visually overwhelming and somewhat harsh when worn by those of us whose skin tone has changed over the years. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. In our younger days, we could wear these loud, eye-catching combinations without much thought, reveling in the boldness and vibrancy they gave us. But as time passes, our skin becomes more delicate, losing some of its youthful radiance. The starkness of neon hues and contrasting colors can end up drawing unwanted attention to areas of our bodies we may not feel as confident about, rather than enhancing or complementing our natural beauty. Rather than uplifting us, these prints can feel jarring against the soft, warm tones of our aging skin, creating shadows and distractions that highlight features we may wish to downplay. Instead of bringing out the elegance and grace that aging can offer, high-contrast prints tend to highlight flaws and imperfections, making us feel less at ease in our skin. It's not just about how these patterns look on us physically, but also about the emotional impact they can have. These sharp, jarring contrasts can evoke feelings of discomfort and self-consciousness, as they overpower the subtle beauty that time has gifted us. It's as though the prints are competing with our natural radiance rather than harmonizing with it. And while fashion is about self-expression, it should also be about feeling at home in our skin. As we age, we often seek styles that are more in tune with our new, evolving identity. Something that feels authentic and comfortable, rather than something that makes us feel disconnected from our reflection. We want to choose pieces that emphasize the softness, warmth, and wisdom that our skin has gathered over the years, allowing us to shine with confidence. Instead of high-contrast prints, we may find ourselves gravitating toward gentler colors and patterns. Subtle pastels, soft earth tones, or even muted florals that blend beautifully with our skin's natural radiance. These choices don't shout for attention. They enhance and complement the grace that comes with aging. When we choose fabrics and colors that feel harmonious with our skin, we create a sense of balance and inner peace. And isn't that the ultimate goal of fashion, especially as we move through different stages of life? It's about embracing what feels right for us, choosing clothes that make us feel beautiful, confident, and at ease with the person we are becoming, not fighting against the passage of time, but celebrating it. 7. Chaotic abstract prints. Chaotic abstract prints, with their disjointed shapes, erratic splashes of color, and haphazard lines, can often feel more overwhelming than aesthetically pleasing. These patterns can give off a sense of disorder that is far from artistic. Instead of evoking a sense of creativity and expression, they tend to drown out the natural elegance that comes with age. As we grow older, our sense of self and our presence should be celebrated, and clothes should serve to reflect that. They should not become a barrier to others truly seeing us for who we are. When you're wrapped in chaotic, overwhelming designs, it can feel like the focus shifts from your personality and the experiences that shape you to the chaotic patterns on your clothing. Others may find themselves distracted, struggling to take in the full essence of who they are because their eyes are pulled in all directions by the unpredictability of the print. As someone who has lived through decades of growth, challenges, and achievements, you deserve clothing that speaks to your unique journey, your confidence, and your innate beauty. Clothing should serve as a reflection of your grace, your wisdom, and the strength you've accumulated throughout your life, not compete with your presence. That's why opting for a more structured abstract print, one with harmonious, coordinated colors and thoughtful shapes, can be so much more flattering and empowering for women over 60. A well-designed abstract print, with a sense of order and balance, complements your body and your character, drawing attention to the qualities that make you who you are, rather than forcing people to focus on the distractions of the fabric itself. The right print can create a visual rhythm that feels serene and sophisticated, allowing your confidence to take center stage and your personality to shine through effortlessly. There's something deeply empowering about clothing that enhances your aura without overpowering it. When you choose designs that feel refined and controlled, they help highlight your elegance and depth, making you feel as though you're wearing more than just fabric. It's as if you're wearing a story, a piece of your soul, gently woven into a garment. For women over 60, clothing should never feel like an afterthought or an attempt to mask the passage of time. Instead, it should be an opportunity to express the fullness of your character, the joy you found in your skin, and the inner peace that comes with embracing all that you've experienced. A thoughtful, structured print allows for this connection, helping others see not just a woman, but a masterpiece built over years of wisdom, strength, and beauty. As we wrap up today's discussion, I hope you've gained some valuable insights into how clothing choices, particularly when it comes to abstract prints, can impact the way we express ourselves and how others perceive us. You've learned that while chaotic prints may seem artistic at first, they can often overshadow our natural elegance and distract from the true essence of who we are. Instead, choosing more structured designs with thoughtful, coordinated elements allows your inner beauty to take center stage and lets your presence shine through. So, I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you've learned from this video that you're going to bring into practice in your own life? Whether it's a shift in how you approach fashion or how you focus on embracing your natural elegance, feel free to share it in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a comment, give it a thumbs up, and share it with others who could benefit from these insights. Also, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more content designed to help you live your best life. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.